Welcome to episode 3 of the Ballin4God podcast. I'm your host, Russell Conwell, alongside a couple guests. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
My name is Grant Owens, and I'm from Benton, Illinois.
My name's Lincoln Thomas. I'm also from Benton, Illinois.
So you guys are both seniors in high school. Well, we're all three seniors in high school.
Yep.
We're getting ready to take that next step in life. All student athletes here. I'm not so much. I only played football and I was a bench player. But you guys are three-sport athlete, then you're big into golf. You guys ready to kind of wrap your high school careers up?
I think I'm ready.
High school is fun, but I'm looking forward to the next stage in life. Graduation's kind of bittersweet, because there's a lot of people that I see often that I won't see as often. But we have a lot of things to look forward to, so I'm looking forward to it. What about you, Russ? You looking forward to graduating?
I was for a while, but I'm getting a little more antsy as it's coming closer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like things are going to change a little bit,
Yeah, the closer it gets, the scarier it gets, and
I agree.
The more you realize, the realization hits that I don't know.
Even if you've had a plan, I've always wanted to go into
Yeah.
sports media, but it's still a little nervous about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I'm just still a bit scared of failure.
Yeah, I feel like we all are in a way.
So you guys, you're planning on going to John A.
Yep.
And for golf. You're planning on going to Rend Lake. Not
Yep.
playing any sports, but
Nope.
so you're a three-sport athlete. What kind of goes into being a three-sport athlete, you would say?
A lot of practice. You got to be ready every single day to work, go to the field. Summer, you're practicing football in full pads in 100-degree weather every single day. It's really tough on you, and your body's hurting every single day. You don't have a lot of time to spend with your friends. It's fun, but it gets repetitive, and I'm kind of tired of it and ready for it to be over.
I'm sure I can understand that. It takes a lot of dedication for sure. I'd say. You take a lot of dedication. You golf a lot, but your season's just kind of short. But Grant's, he's never stopping. He's got as soon as if he had another year, as soon as baseball gets over this year, he'd be starting football. But
Yep.
you got football starts June 1st.
And then you go straight to basketball, and then you go straight to baseball, basically, right?
Yep, and we'd have basketball games over the summer. We go to stay-the-night tournaments, such as Vandalia, go to Kentucky. It's tough. It's fun, though.
Not to mention your travel baseball either.
Yep, play a lot of travel baseball on the weekends as well.
So what would you say, has that kind of, not regrets, but kind of miss it at all, as you go?
I've been I've been looking forward for it to be over and not having to practice and be able to have my free time to hang out with my friends and do everything else. But it's the closer it comes, the more and more I think about how I'm going to be just a boring person, and there's going to be nothing for me to do outside of high school anymore.
I'd have to agree. I feel like I always enjoyed football, especially because I had my friends. But as soon as football actually ended, I was like, whoa, it's
Yeah.
because you play it every fall. You go play football. And past 8 years played football, including middle school, and it's gonna be weird not going back to practice this fall.
That's how I am with golf, which is weird because I'm still going to play in college, but I've always played for Benton, and I've always played with that team. This, obviously not the same team every year, but the same roughly group of guys, and it's weird it's weird not just being a part of that type of team anymore. I feel like that's the thing that you might miss most from not playing sports is just being a part of a team.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, and you too, I'm sure the football team's pretty fun. The locker room,
Culture for sure. I feel like I feel like that's something you're gonna have not culture shock quite because I'm sure you're just going to John A.
Mm-hmm.
But I think culture's probably gonna change quite a bit from Benton, a huge winning tradition, which I don't know how John A is. I honestly don't. But I'm sure the tradition will be there a little bit different there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, John A they have a pretty good golf program, but I couldn't have asked to grow up in any other town to play golf. If you're wanting to be a golfer, Benton's the town you want to be. We have a really good program. Reggie is the best at what he does, and yeah.
It's going to feel different putting on a different colored
blue
polo.
Blue
Be
instead
wearing
of
blue.
maroon.
I've been wearing maroon for 4 years.
Yeah, won't be playing for that that B star anymore. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of sad, especially like after state. I was very upset, but you know, what's in front is always better than what's left behind. You know, we have a lot of things to look forward to, and I'm just gonna try and do the best I can, be the best version of myself that I can be. So.
How would you say your senior season was? I mean, like from start to finish, you know, like your mindset on golf. Like, would you say it changed throughout the year?
Yeah, well, it's kind of different because senior year is different because as a freshman I had 3 more years, and then my sophomore year I'm like, oh well, I still got 2 more years, and then my junior year I was like, well, I still got next year, but then the senior year you don't got next year, you know, and it's like the last dance, you know. I mean, this is all you got. And towards the beginning of the season, like I knew we were going to be good, and we were good, and we won a lot. But towards the end of the season, the closer that we got to state, because we always knew that I mean, obviously we don't know that we're going to make the state, but we all thought that we were going to make it to state. Like, we all kind of knew we were going to make it to state. But the closer it got, the, like, scarier it got, you know. And, like, we were all confident that we had just as good a chance to win as anyone, but it's not always about winning, you know.
You guys are state runner-up, and that's, I think, fifth time in school history finished state runner-up.
Yeah, fifth or sixth time in school history, and Reggie's been runner-up 4 times, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of heartbreaking.
I remember Darren posted a video about it, saying, and he said, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is a good problem. Yeah, that's true.
That's like the caption he had on there, and I don't know. Golf. He's built up a good golf program over there. I mean,
Yeah.
Benton's golf program is solid, a solid one like every other around here. But he's kind of set Benton apart from everybody else.
My 4 years of high school, we got second, fourth, second. But ever since he took over in 2014 or 2015, I mean, he's really. I think like his regular season match record, it's like 200 something in like 5. There's a really cool statistic out there. I think nationwide, the amount of high school golfers that play in college is 6%, and under Reggie, he's at like 73%. And 95% of his players have gotten offers, and 73% have actually played in college.
That's awesome.
And like, you got like, the public doesn't even like really see it or acknowledge it. Like, people always say like, what's in the water, like they just happen to be good, but he's the best at what he does, and we're very fortunate to have. I was so fortunate to have him as a coach for 2 years in middle school, or 1 year. I don't even remember if it was 1 or 2 years in middle school, but in 4 years in high school. And I'll always be a Benton Ranger. Like, I was practicing at his house today. You know, he's really he's great.
Yeah. It's under Reggie, it's almost become like expected for Benton to like almost win a regional title every year.
Yeah, I think we've won like 10 straight conferences. He's like won 8 regionals, and like 4 or 5 sectionals.
It's insane. He's qualified for state 7 times.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
So you guys have had like a bunch of winning seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Reggie working out there with the younger kids. Like, most times I go out there to golf. How do you think you guys are going to be for the next, like, after you're done?
Yeah.
Next seasons after that, how do you think you guys will turn out?
I think, you know, people have said it for years. After my freshman year, well, people knew we were going to be good. My sophomore year, that's when arguably we were our best. But after our sophomore year, when Cy left, we lost Cy, Nick. People said like they won't be as good, you know. And then we go out, we set a school record at our sectional, and then we got 4th at state. We didn't play great at state, but we were still very, very good. Like, we kept the standard high, you know. And then we lost Luke. And people said this. We lost Luke, Chaz, and Lance. People said the same thing. We weren't going to be as good. And then we got second. And we're losing me, Cash, and River. And Cash and River are both great golfers. And I like to think I'm all right. And so people might think at first that we won't be good, but I wouldn't put anything against them. You know, that program's proved a lot of people wrong for years. And I think I don't know when or how, but I think they'll win a state tournament. I'm sure of it. The twins, Trey and Chance Norman, they're both really, really good. They got a. We didn't have any juniors this year, so there won't be any seniors next year. They're really young, and so they'll be good for years to come. And like you were talking about, like with Reggie and the younger kids, that's what he does best. He has a program called Benton 36, and like he starts kids young. Like he starts them in middle school, and then all the way until they graduate. And like that's how he is with the whole team. So he's practicing with like 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, like not even just on the course, but like in the simulator. Like he's prepared for a long time. So I don't want to say like they'll get first or second, but they'll be good, and they will be the next year and the next year and the next year and the year after that. What about baseball, basketball, football? How do you think they'll be next year?
Football, I think we'll we were very young, but we're older than we have been in the past, past couple years. But we have a really good junior class going through, and I feel like if they find a quarterback that is capable of like putting in the work and being like Tiffin has worked so hard to become where he was at his junior and senior year.
Yeah.
And if they like Drake Porter, freshman, if they put him through everything they put in Tiffin, they will be very good next year. And I feel like they have a good chance of making a great playoff run again.
Yeah.
Basketball, I feel like everybody's pretty much football players, like in the junior class.
Yeah.
But I still think they're going to be really good because we are great defensively every year.
Yeah.
So I think that'll still carry on to this year. And they got Nolan Schaefer returning senior next year, and he was like phenomenal this year for us and put in a bunch of great minutes. Was like second in points this year. Steals, he had the most steals, one of the higher amounts of rebounds, and they just they have a bunch of hard workers in that junior class.
Yeah. And I know Ron takes pride in that, Obviously losing 4 or 5 seniors?
Yeah.
5 seniors. Ron takes pride in keeping a good program because we have a good basketball program as well. Here at Benton, we have a lot of good programs, I would say. Obviously cross country and track have good programs. Wrestling, basketball, golf. We're good at a lot of things. So yeah. What about baseball?
Baseball, I think we are capable of being very good. Like the last couple of years haven't gone very like not where we want to be at all whatsoever. But I think if we because kids are like bought into basketball and football, if we can get like our faculty and staff to like get bought into baseball and put in more time, and everybody puts in more time, like the players and everything, I think they would be a lot better. But I feel like they've played football and basketball, and then they move on to baseball, and everybody's already cashed out for it and everything. But it's my favorite sport. Kind of been playing since I was 3 years old. Really love it, but not everything in life goes your way.
I'd say I'd agree with that. I think people don't buy into baseball. I'd say myself for sure. Once football season wraps around, I'm a little tired. Basketball season, I push through because that's my favorite. Yeah. But then once basketball's over, I'm like dead. Like I have like no energy for baseball. It's like I don't know. It's hard to buy into baseball just because like I feel like it's a slower pace, like such a slow paced game, and like I don't know. It's hard for me to sit there and video. But I think the freshman class is pretty solid, and I feel like if the freshman class like really buys in, I think they'll be really good for years to come.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we have a very athletic freshman class, and I feel like they have the potential to be one of the best classes to go through our high school.
I feel like across all sports, for sure.
Yes, across every sport.
You got the Norman twins for golf, and you got the Skibo and Porter for football, basketball, and baseball. Cruz Custer for all those sports as well, and then Drake Spetter. Really good track. And I'm definitely forgetting way more. You got the wrestling kids. the freshman class is really good. And I feel like about every 3 or 4 years you get a really good class like that. I think our class is like one of those good classes.
I would agree.
I feel like Benton has had a lot of those really good classes the past few years.
How many athletes did our class like have playing in college? I think it was like in the 20s, or no, maybe that's a lot.
It was around there.
It was around there. Like we had a very, very successful, and we.
It's not even counting D1s either. I mean, just think about the D1s.
Yeah.
How many D1s were there? Like
AJ, Gabe, Docker, River, Cole. That's 5. We might be missing someone.
and I'm sure you'll probably go D1 after John A.
Cash is playing D2, but it's one of the best D2 schools in the nation.
Yeah.
He could have went Division 1 if he wanted to. So yeah, we have a really good class.
Then 2024 is really good as well. We got Mason going D1. And Isaac went to SIU, which I think he's entered transfer portal.
Gavin went to Tennessee.
And Gavin went to Tennessee. I think so I feel like Benton's got a lot going through right now.
We've had, how many state champs have we had in like a 3 or 4 year run? Like we had
Cy, Gavin.
Gavin, how many?
Gavin, like
multiple 3 or 4
3.
times, right?
He had it 4 times, I think.
4.
AJ state champ, Mason 2-time state champ.
Maybe I'll probably repeat.
That's crazy.
Gabe has a really good chance in track. River got second. Yeah.
And then Docker was AP Player of the Year, and also like he was voted.
Mr. Basketball nominee, right?
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
It's wild. I think Benton's got a lot going on. I talked to Coach Wynn about this like her first semester senior year, and he said the 2020. He said that he thinks that Benton's like as an overall athletic department is doing better than it did back in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, just because back then it was just basketball. Basketball is freaking insane, but like it was just basketball. Like they didn't have like cross country kids wanting to stay every year. They didn't have like those guys finishing top 5 in every sport.
Yeah, back in the day, like now I never hear about like anything but basketball back in the day.
Yeah.
Like every time I hear an old head talk about sports, they're talking about basketball only. Like I've never heard them talk about football back in the day, baseball, like cross country. The only person I know of that's like one state in another sport is Brett McLean.
Yeah.
That's about it. And they didn't get another, to my knowledge. Well, they had a few, but like it was in like the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And then like after Brett McLean, I don't know if they had an individual state champion until 2008 whenever Zach Wilson won in wrestling.
Yeah.
I feel like the wrestling program's doing really well right now too. Coach Robinson's built it up really good.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
Coach Robinson is a great coach. Whenever he buys into something, he is 100% to it, and he'll be there with you, and he's there for you at all times. Like wrestling, I know like that is his main set. Like that's his set sport. That he loves coaching wrestling, and he loves to wrestle. His son P-Rob has like I'm so amazed of how much better he's gotten. Like P-Rob used to be like kind of like unathletic type of kid, but now he's like a very good wrestler. He's beating very good people, and I'm just glad to see what his dad has pushed him to become.
Yeah, Sawyer wrestles. Like Sawyer's in the program, and he enjoys it a lot, and like he only has good things to say about A-Rob. I know A-Rob's. I've never had him as a coach, but I know A-Rob's very like serious, and like he expects his wrestlers and he expects his kids to do well, and same thing in baseball. He expects you guys to do well, and I think that's one of the good qualities of his coaching.
I enjoyed wrestling because I wrestled freshman year. The only reason I quit is because I wanted to pursue like more basketball, sports media stuff. But like he made people buy in freshman year, and like a lot of people bought in. Tiffin bought in. He's one of the best wrestlers we had. State qualified this year, and like he just pushed everybody to the limit. And like it's just awesome to see like what he made out of our team, because I don't know, and like wrestlers, in my opinion, like some of them like just get kind of forgot about. It's like not that nobody's in the school, but like I don't know, it's just definitely not the most popular kids, and they just kind of like get forgotten about. And he just makes them feel important with how he does his program, and I really like what he does with his program. I love the coaches that they have there too. Austin Myers and Zach Wilson, obviously, and Damon comes in every once in a while. And the only reason I I wish I was still done wrestling just because I feel I like the culture that they had there. It's like, I mean, it's very similar to the football culture, like a family. Everybody cared about each other, and I don't know. I really enjoyed the culture.
I think that's the most important thing about high school programs is like culture, like how you carry yourself, not only yourself but how you carry your teammates, And a coach can only do so, like a coach can like kind of tell you how to do things, but it's up to the players to actually start the culture. Like with the golf program, like I mean, it started with Derek Oxford, like almost like, way back when, and now it's carried through so many players, and like that's one of the beautiful things about high school programs is like culture, and that's what makes a program great, not just for 1 or 2 years, but for years on years. Is like how you carry yourself and like how the culture is, and a coach can only do so much. It's up to the players to kind of carry that mantle on, and to put it amongst each other.
Yeah, I like our football program this year, and like for the past 4 years that I've been here, like I feel like this is the greatest. Like our coaches are so bought into football, and they put in so much time and so much hard work to like draw up plays for us, and like watch film on other teams and get everything drawn up, and they like pick parts of films and play it for us, show us everything. They set up practices, get a practice plan for every one of the coaches, and it's just I feel like it's unbeatable what they do for us. And basketball is the same way. They have huddle, they watch film, they get other teams' films, they go to games, they travel very far, and they video it and they pick it apart for us. Like Coach Hobbs, I'll be sitting in the back of his class and we're all done with our schoolwork, and he'll have it on the board and he'll be watching it.
Yeah.
And
All
it's
last
cool.
semester in sports history, like when we weren't doing work, he was like watching film, trying to help you guys. So I think we're very lucky because we have a lot of coaches who care a lot about the kids, and that's something they don't care. They don't just do it just to do it. They would do it to win and to grow the kids as young men, not only as players but as young men. And
Yeah, I feel
that's
like we take it for granted.
We do take it for granted for sure.
I feel like the head coaches, they definitely get a lot of glory, and I mean, that's rightfully so for sure. But I feel like we also forget about the assistants too.
Yep,
I mean,
for sure.
There's so many assistants that like they don't. Sometimes I don't know if they get paid, but like they just do so much for our programs that we don't even realize. Like Coach LeBouy for football.
Yep, he's like puts in the most time for the football team, watching film and yeah.
He says hi to everybody, greets everybody. I love Coach LeBouy.
Yeah, he's supported me through every year I've been through high school, like football, basketball, and baseball. He's always talking to me. He's like, "Hey, I want you to do this today. I want you to do this. Give me your best shot at this." And it's just like yeah. And I give him a hug all the time. It's just awesome.
That's
I'm gonna
special.
miss that.
Yeah.
I feel like I think our coaches, like, we definitely do take for granted though. Like, I feel like our coaches, they tear into us a little bit, but just thinking just football, but like it's kind of like getting more out of us. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people didn't like it when they were Coach Mack. He got made people a little pissed off a little bit, but like I enjoyed being around him still. He'd make me a little ticked off sometimes, but like it was just to try to get more out of us. And I really like Coach Mack as well, because I'll be at a basketball game or something. He'll just say, "Hey, what's up?" and like just try to say something to me. I really enjoyed talking to him because he just he tried to make things fun. And then during football, I mean, he'd always get the popcorn out for us
Yeah.
on Wednesdays.
Defensive film Wednesdays.
It was good times. I think that's some of those months are when I'm gonna miss the most.
Yeah, I think like obviously like me with golf, like that's something I took for granted is like we expected to like obviously go to state every year, and we expected to win every year. Obviously we didn't win any of the years, but we would have got mad if we didn't get out of sectional, and like how many other teams would have been very happy to get to a sectional, how many teams only make it to state once every decade, and like for us it's a usual thing, like with you guys in basketball, and how many teams get to go to U of I for the state tournament, how many teams get to make a deep football run, it's something that we all take for granted, like whether we know it or not, no matter how much we think of it. But that's how it works at the end of the day.
I feel like this past year is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Like we just made a state run, get second in state, but then like everybody wants more. Like they just kind of expect us to make another state run, and like they just kind of take for granted that regional championship we won. I feel like.
Yeah, it's not every year that a team goes out and wins a regional championship. It's pretty hard to do that. Like, I mean, we've done it multiple years in a row, like, and we know what it's like to be going back there. We take it for granted that we go there. Like, we don't see like how important and how much like other teams would like to do that, but like we do it so much that we just don't care. But can't even think of a team what team that hasn't been to a regional championship in a long time, even won one.
Harrisburg, they won state in 2013, and I don't know if they've won a regional since then.
Like, I'm sure they put in so much hard work. Like, I'm sure every single team puts in a bunch of hard work to get there, but like we put in hard work, and we're just like, oh, we won a regional, it's okay, and we're just like, we want to win a state chip, but it's not like every day. It's so hard
to win a state championship.
You don't realize how hard it is to get there.
Especially as a team. Like,
yeah.
It's incredible.
Caden Young last week, he talked about it, like just they were fighting to the bit to get to a regional championship this year. They went, I forgot what he said, they 13-18 last year, and then they went 18-13 this year. But he said like they were just wanting to win a regional so bad, and then they lost by one in the regional championship.
Was that
Against Vienna
at Anna? Yeah.
And that was so I mean, like, just like they're just wanting to win a regional, and then you guys win one. I mean, that's just like you guys just kind of feel like that was expected.
You kind of brush it off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know. I think that's interesting to just see two different sides like that, and like, I don't know, it's part of that take for granted.
Yeah. What was like when you guys went to? Because I know basketball and golf is a lot different. When you guys went to state in Champaign, what was that like?
It was like probably the coolest moments of my life. I mean, we got there, we packed up in our hotels, like put our stuff in there, and then we got right back on the bus and went straight to the what's the stadium called? I forgot.
State Farm Center.
State Farm, yeah, State Farm Center, and we got to go in like there's like a tunnel you go down. We unloaded off the bus. We got to walk through. We had to like get our bags, but get a tag put on our bags, and then we got like IHSA state.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool like laminated thing, and there was like a bunch of security around there, like walking us around, like telling us where we could do and what we couldn't do, and it was just like really cool. That stadium was awesome. I mean, just to think that you're in a locker room where like Purdue's like Zach Edey, he's in the NBA now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were in that locker room. Like it wasn't like huge. Like you'd think it'd be like a massive locker room.
Yeah.
But like it was pretty small, on the smaller side, and like we're like, how did Zach Edey fit in this? Like he's 7'5".
Yeah.
7'6". How did he fit in there? And because like we could barely all fit in there, and like how does a whole entire college basketball team fit in there? And I thought one of the coolest things were, because I'm a big Illinois fan.
Yeah.
So I thought the coolest thing was I got to go in their locker room and see like Marcus Damask's locker and like all their lockers. It was so
Yeah,
it was
that's
just
really, really cool.
It's a moment that'll live in my mind forever.
When you guys won the semifinals game against Byron, right?
Yeah.
What was that like? I bet that was the best feeling.
Oh
ever.
my gosh, it was awesome. I mean, everybody was so nervous for that game because it was like no one's ever experienced that before. Mm-hmm. So we got there. I mean, Luke's probably experienced it for golf.
Yeah.
But no one else.
The same.
Everybody was in the locker room. We had music playing. Everybody was just locked in. And I was the excited one. I was the one that was joking around.
Yeah.
Kind of. But then I eventually got locked in. And Bills, Mooney, Luke, and Docker, they're all just like locked in, weren't talking to anybody. And then it was we got up to like walk out to get on the floor, everybody was just so hyped. It was
Yeah.
just, I mean, like you could feel like I was shaking. My heart was beating like 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
We got to run out on that court, and just the warm-ups were just awesome, and it just felt great. It just felt so good.
One thing that I think was like so kind of beautiful about like that state run is like it literally like kind of united the whole town of Benton.
Yes.
You know, like there were so many Benton fans in the stadium and like at SIU for the super sectional, and then even at state,
Yeah.
all the way in Champaign, 3.5 hours away. You know, like you have an entire town behind you guys, and that's really, really powerful.
Like this year, you see like all the private schools got to go up there this year, and there's no one there. I mean,
yeah,
like that can't be fun because there's all the private schools. There's like what 50, like 100 to 200 people there. I mean, whenever we went there, there's whole entire stadium was packed.
yeah.
And like it was so loud. Everything was awesome. Like the fan base behind us. I mean, I love the Benton fan base. It was so good this year,
Yeah.
especially Bob Garapi.
Oh yeah,
He's just
He's
one of a
great.
kind. He's one of a kind. Those Benton chants, everything like that.
he's in the Benton Hall of Fame, isn't he?
I'm not sure if he's been entered. Are you talking about like on the wall or like the actual Hall of Fame?
I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
He might be on the wall. But
He's great.
But I think it should be private schools should get their own, like
That's something that's been like a really big debate recently.
because I
Especially
mean,
with what was
like
the,
because they can recruit and get everybody else, but
Mhm.
like public schools just like us, we can't go pull someone from Florida like
yeah.
Phillips in the state chip. Like I think they're public, but they had a bunch of kids from wherever,
hmm
and like they all moved out. Like after they played us, they moved away
They
into
all
private
transferred.
schools and
Yeah.
everything like that. Like that can't be fun, and they're just really good.
What was there was a statistic after the football state championships where like private schools outscored public schools like
how many
it was
A lot to a
it was
little.
an insane amount.
public schools were in like the state football championship?
I think there was only 4 public schools, and that's kind of East St. Louis, which, in my opinion, they're like not really a public school.
Yeah.
They're like, because they can pull anybody in basically. Like they had some Granite City quarterback come play for them last.
Really?
Yeah.
What about basketball?
Basketball, who was it? I know for 2A, I think there was only one, and it was like a Chicago school, something like.
That's insane.
And in 1A, I don't think there was. I think there was just 1 or 2 1A schools, because Meridian lost to a private school,
Yeah, St. Anthony.
which they're going up 2A now, but
They are. They're 1A in golf. They have a really good golf program too. Are they just good at everything?
yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball, they're pretty solid. They lost to WSV the other day, but like still, they're pretty solid.
Yeah.
I wish that they'd do something about the private schools. Like honestly, like I mean, I feel like they're trying, but they need to do something a little bit more. And I'm not sure what that exactly entails. I feel like if you completely separate them, I feel like it'd make it.
There would be some public schools that would just dominate though, if you completely
East St. Louis.
separate them. Yeah. You know.
You know, like if you completely separate, I feel like it'd make it mean less almost too. Like I don't know, it just.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as like big to win one, you know. But
I feel like they need to do something though. They obviously you can't do anything about Chicago Mount Carmel because they're already in the highest division.
Yeah.
And like they're in Class 8A for football as well, and they still win it every year. But like, I'm not sure what they would do, but maybe double the enrollment or triple the enrollment or something of some schools, because like there's some schools like Althoff Catholic, they're barely a 2A again, but they have 322 kids in their school this past year. The cutoff for 1A, 2A is 300. And then for basketball this past year, on like the last enrollment cycle, they had 288 kids, cutoff was 286. So they were almost a 1A school for basketball.
Althoff.
Yeah, and they went up to the state championship and lost by like 4.
Yeah, that's absurd.
That's crazy.
They really should have won because De'Aaron Hill Jr. got fouled out in the 3rd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saw that.
So I'm like, imagine if Althoff had to go face Meridian or like, which I know Meridian beat you guys, but still like, I feel like Althoff's just a different animal.
Althoff would have ran through 1A.
Yes,
Like, they would
Althoff would just slaughtered them.
beat Ballinville, they would have beat Goreville, which those are all like respectable 1A programs around here. And I don't know, and then football they won like 58-14 in the 1A state championship.
That's insane. But I feel like there should be like something done, but it's hard to like kind of put the finger on what needs to be done, you know. And to be honest, I doubt anything will be done.
I don't think it'll be a while before anything happens.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about have you guys heard about the Indians and like Native Americans, all that?
Yeah.
The mascot going away. What do you guys think about that? Do you feel like it should stay, or do you think it should go? Like,
I think it should stay, and I mean, it's like culture. I mean, whenever you take away the mascot, you take away all the culture that's came through the mascot, and like all the chants they have at games, and like all the like jerseys they wear. You have to take like, and they're not getting money to like funded for that. Like it's just you don't like the government's not giving them money for anything, and they have to take money from their own pockets to change. Like, I mean, it's so much money for like schools. Like, say if we had to change our mascot and change, like, we have the B on our floor, and it's like we have Rangers everywhere.
I mean, if you just think about it, Johnston City and DuQuoin are like two that I think are going to get hit the most.
Yeah.
I feel like there's this one school called Shawnee way down south. I feel like they might shut down because of it. But
That's insane.
JC and DuQuoin, they're the Indians. So they have to change everything. So like, just think about Benton High School.
So much money.
Think about our
That's
turf
absurd.
football field. We have to get our whole turf taken off. Our new scoreboard out there. We have to paint over all the B and stars out there.
And DuQuoin just bought new turf for their football field too, like just a couple years ago. And it says DuQuoin Indians.
Are they being forced to change? Or
Yeah.
If it gets voted in, it's by 2030. Everything has to be changed or something like that.
It's insane.
because it's like racist or?
Yeah, and like I'm pretty sure it's like, well, at least with the Redskins, like the Washington Redskins,
Yeah.
I know that the tribe, like they were wanting it to be changed back to the Redskins.
Yeah, like they sued because they
I
changed
think it was
it.
the same thing with Cleveland, the Cleveland Indians,
Yeah.
the baseball team.
I just think it's ridiculous. I mean, because it's just culture, like you said. I mean, think about it. I mean, like that's Johnston City. I mean, like what are they gonna be named? Like they've just always been known as the Indians.
Yeah.
You know how weird that's gonna be if we like.
Imagine our kids like grow up and they're not the DuQuoin Indians or Johnson City Indians.
Yeah.
They're like some random team. That would just be weird.
I feel like it just makes like it's gonna make the team names like not as unique either. Like I feel like there might be, if it gets changed, there's gonna be teams that are like more Rangers, which I feel like the Rangers is like kind of a unique name, but like
Yeah.
it's just not gonna make names as unique. I feel like I don't like the idea of it because money, the money it's gonna cost to change everything, the culture is gonna go away, and it's just gonna make so many people unhappy too.
Yeah. And like the towns, like there's no way like the people of the town like will like that.
I mean,
Like,
you also think about, I mean, like, we're just talking about the school, but there's also, like, the towns. I mean, like, DuQuoin has, like, the DuQuoin Indian State Bank or something like that. And, like, they have the Indian Wash, stuff like that. They have, like, and there's some towns that even have, like, their stores named after it. Or, like, Indian, or, like, they have, like, roads named after it. And, like,
Yeah.
that's just, like, there's so much that, like, so much tradition, like, throughout a town that's going to change just because, like, I wouldn't say potentially selfish, you could say, politicians, because, like, it was made up in Chicago. I mean, I just feel like it's not right, because, like,
I think that's super unnecessary. Like,
Like I get it, like big schools have a bunch of money that can do whatever they want with their school and anything. Like they could just rip up their turf field and buy a new one. It doesn't matter to them. But like the smaller schools, like it really impacts everything that they do. Like they're going to be in debt for a long time if they have to rip up a whole entire turf football field and change it, change the name, change like their logos and everything like that. That's generational debt that'll go through.
and like the people
small
of the town,
schools.
like how mad would people of the town be if we weren't the Rangers anymore? Like Talk Benton would
Like,
go crazy.
yes.
You know? I can't believe that if that goes through, that'll be.
yeah. Fortunately, it won't affect us, but, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to affect other towns. It's going to affect Ewing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just going to cost.
No, I heard it wasn't for the middle school.
It's not for middle school.
I heard
It's
middle
not.
school's fine, but for high school, It's only in like
That's so
IHSA.
That'd be wild. Like, I think it's going to shut down some schools for sure. And the one I think of the most is Shawnee, which
Yeah.
they don't have a great program, but still, like, that's still going to killing a school mascot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're also shutting down the Freeburg Midgets. Well, not shutting them down, but they're changing their mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's, like, even, like, people in the town that, like, are saying, like, they don't feel offended by it or anything. Like, they like it. And, like, I don't know. I feel like if this gets passed, there's just going to be more and more. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Centralia has to be forced to change theirs at some point because they're the orphans. And
Yeah, we were just talking about this in our current events class the other day, and no one in the class liked the idea of it.
I feel like if you go up to Chicago, it's going to be very different, though. I feel like they change their opinions,
Yeah.
like, on that. I just don't get why. I feel like if they grew up in our culture, they would understand our point of view, but if we grew up in theirs, maybe we'd understand theirs. I feel like if it gets changed, it's a lot of chaos goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There will be a lot of people unhappy, and I don't even want to.
It'd be a big story, I'd say that.
Yeah.
Big news story.
Yeah. The news will like it.
I think that there's been a couple teams that was changed at the professional level, obviously, but nothing at the high school level, I don't think, at least.
Not that I know of.
I heard, okay,
Have
my current events teacher is a big Braves fan, and he said, like, they're not changing that because they have, like, permission from the tribe to, like, have their name that way, and because they have, like, nights at the stadium where they have, like, the tribe come there, and, like, they do a bunch of stuff on the field. They play a baseball game, actually, on the Braves field, and it's, like, all into their culture. But, like,
Have any college teams been affected by it?
Yeah, Marquette.
Yeah.
They were the Marquette Warriors or something like that, and now they're the Golden Flashes or
Golden Eagles, right?
Golden Eagles, yeah.
That's yeah.
That's Kent State I was thinking of. Yeah, they've been affected by it, and I'm sure there's another one I'm not thinking of. Yeah, it's crazy. There was I think that I saw something about, like, that the schools, if it does get passed, the schools can, like, get some type of, like, tribe basically to sign off on it, like, get
Yeah.
permission from them. So, I mean, like, but, like, that, I don't know who you could get permission from if you're, like, the DuQuoin Indians, like, do you just go to, like, any Native American tribe and
Yeah.
just, like,
Yeah.
that's just,
And like, how do they pick what they change their name to? Like, how do they decide
It's
that?
got to be a big decision. Because
It's kind
whatever
of
they change
important,
it
you know?
to, it's like, that's going to be the name for a long time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, at least.
yeah, I wouldn't want to imagine that. I wouldn't want to be an athletic director at one of those
No,
schools right
not
now.
at all.
So, getting back to some high school, your high school careers, what's kind of like your favorite moments from high school? And, like, not, it doesn't have to be on, and it could be in the classroom, it could be on the golf field, on the football field, basketball court, whatever. And, like, what's kind of reflecting back? What's kind of your favorite moments?
You got it first.
favorite moments, you know, I don't know. I had to think. I think, like, basketball, going to state, like, spending time in the hotels with our teammates. Like, I stayed in a room with Doc, and we were watching Family Guy every night before we went to bed, and it was kind of, we had some good conversations. There was a fight in one of the rooms. It was like with the sophomores that year. It was so funny. And football, I'd say we had some good moments with football too. Like, teammates, like, we go to wing night Wednesdays with Coach Mack. Coach Mack would always buy us wings at Fishco, and that was just so fun. We always talked, had good conversations there as well, and I'm gonna miss doing that all the time, every week.
I feel like I have a lot of football memories for sure. Like, I feel like just, like, those Wednesdays, just in general, were fun. Because I can recall the memory almost every single year from a Wednesday practice, or, like,
Yeah.
just like a Wednesday before practice or something. One of the ones that you probably remember this last year whenever I got kicked out of film.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
we were just talking. I don't know. We just kept talking and talking. Like, and he finally was like, "Russ, get out if you're just gonna keep talking." I just walked out. It was,
That's Walked out?
hilarious.
it was like 10 minutes left to film. It was so funny. It was like after practice too, wasn't it? Or
No, it was before.
it was before.
Did you end up going to practice?
I came back for practice.
Yeah.
We did came back. In like the walkthroughs on Thursdays, we had, those were always hilarious.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, I mean, whenever it was time to lock in, we'd lock in and get stuff done and get ready for the other team, prepare. But whenever we were just like on the sidelines and stuff, whenever we weren't on a kickoff or something, like me, Trey, and all them, we'd all mess around. Like, I was never in on this, but Trey and like Ryder, they had like a special team set up, and they'd like, were you in on that?
I wasn't in on that.
It was they would run like some plays that is funny. They'd run like trick plays on the other side of the
Yeah.
field whenever we're doing a 2-minute drill. Like 2-minute drill, like we start from the 20-yard line and we'd go and score a touchdown
Yeah.
in under 2 minutes. And they'd always be just goofing off back there. And
Sounds like Trey and Ryder.
I feel like some of my favorite moments were like Coach Seaman's speeches.
Yeah.
We'd get done with our DNDs or something like that, and like he'd just start rambling on about something. He'd talk about, oh, I got a mow today, or like he works down at like some school down in Paducah,
Yeah.
and he'd always like tell us about what went on that day. And it was fun. Like he'd just say the most out of pocket crap. He was a fun coach to be around.
Coach Seaman talks were always legit.
I would say for golf, like, I mean, there's nothing like the state tournament, and I had the privilege to go to 3 of them, and there's just nothing like it. Like standing over the first tee at the state tournament. I mean, I'm just shaking. Like my knees are shaking, my legs shaking, my arms are shaking. I can barely hold the golf club. You know, there's nothing like it. And like, I mean, the hotels at state. Some of the funniest things and some of the craziest things have happened there. And also one thing is just the bus rides. Those are some things I'll miss, you know. Even just the simple stuff like you said, like going out to eat or like the bus rides. Obviously, there's nothing like the state tournament, but some of the things I'll miss the most with some teams is just like the bus rides or just going out to eat or just going to, honestly, practice. Like golf practice is probably a little more fun than football practice, probably. But yeah.
Depends on the practice.
Yeah.
We had some fun.
Some practices they're like Mondays and Tuesdays, we'd always have conditioning, like some type of conditioning, and that was always hard. But it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
But like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was always awesome, and we always had so much fun. Like Coach J conditioning,
That's horrible.
everybody hated it, but it really made us a lot better and
Yeah.
a lot better shape. And like we took it like whenever we didn't take it serious, it was rough for us because we'd have to keep going and going and going, and it was just like we'd have to bear crawl like 50. Like at one point we had to bear crawl like 80 yards.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
insane.
That would-
Everybody was
that would
complaining.
suck.
Lyman didn't have to do that.
Why
But
would
like
we
that
have to do
goes along with the coaches though. Like that's getting ready to like for a season.
Mhm.
Like that helps you, that conditions your team. That makes sure you're better in better condition than any other team, and that's what our coaches really did. But they were really good, and they were hard on us, but
Yeah.
that's what you need.
I think that's one thing that because obviously I feel so grateful to be coached by Coach Norman, but I've been very fortunate to play with some really, really good players, you know. Sai obviously went to UCF and now he's at SIU, and he was the best golfer in the state for I don't know how many years. And then Rivers going to Cincinnati, he was ranked the best golfer in the state, and Cash was like second or third or fourth, you know. And they've been in my grade since River moved here, you know. And I've gotten to meet a lot of good people. I've gotten to play with a lot of good golfers, and there's nothing like high school sports, you know, especially when you have a good program, you know. There's nothing like winning, honestly.
To go back on your, you said state, you're always shaking. I remember you told me this the other day about your first tee at the Benton Gold Cup.
The Gold Cup.
Yeah.
I-
You said that you were shaking really
I
bad.
shook
man.
more at the Gold Cup first tee than I did at the state tournament, which is, I don't know why or how. It's because, like, I genuinely don't know why, but
I mean, that's like a tournament for money though. Like you're playing for money. You put in $100 to get
and
in.
like
there.
everyone's on like the putting green and like by the cards.
Yeah,
watching
everybody
you,
can watch you.
You know, but you're playing for a lot more in the state tournament. But it made no sense. But for some reason, I shook a lot more at the Gold Cup than I did.
I was kind of
at the
like
state
surprised
tournament.
when I heard that.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either. But I ended up not playing horrible. So
You guys both play your respective sports a lot. Like I mean, like outside of like the season, like baseball, you play travel, you golf quite a bit. But like I didn't play football. Like I didn't go to any training camps or anything like that. But how much work would you say you guys put in individually for your sports?
I didn't put in much work. I mean, I kind of regret it. I mean, I'm just like, I'm gifted. I'm very happy. Like, not a lot of people get the gift that I have to be athletic like I am. And I take it for granted. But, like, I really don't put in enough work. And it really shows. It showed this year more than past years. Like, I should have been in the gym more. I should have been lifting weights more. And I should have been, like, practicing, like, on the football field more. And I put in a lot of work towards baseball, though, I will say. Because baseball was my favorite sport. And it's the one that I wanted to go, like, to college and play baseball. And I had the opportunity to. But, you know, like, just playing 3 sports, I got burnt out. And I really just couldn't. Like, I couldn't take it anymore. Like, I'm ready to have a summer to myself and not be playing, like, playing travel baseball and practicing sports every single day of my life, 2 different times a day.
yeah, I'm sure that 3 sports. I could not play 3 sports, but like I play golf year round essentially. You know, or obviously we have the season in the fall, and then in the spring, or not as much this spring, but the summer I'm playing a lot of tournaments. I think last spring and summer, because I was trying to get recruited. Last spring and summer I played like 12 or 13 tournaments, which is quite a few, maybe more than that. But so like, and then in the winter, you know, it's especially in Southern Illinois, it's hard to play golf outside in the winter. But we're so fortunate, like I said, with Coach Norman, we have an indoor and outdoor putting green at his house, and then obviously we have the simulator. And so like we're very, very fortunate, and we keep, like with golf, I mean, you got lifting in the morning. Like if it's the winter, ideally you want to lift, and then you'll go putt and chip, and then you'll work in the simulator or hit balls in your barn or whatever. In the summer it's different, because then I like to be out on the course as much as possible. But golf, like, it's like kind of year-roundly for me and a lot of people I know. So it's a lot.
That's really what I look forward to.
But I love doing it. You know, I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Yeah, I've been golfing since I was like born.
Yeah.
With my brothers and my dad, and my 8th grade year I made the decision to play football instead of golf, and I liked football, but I wish, like, if I had another opportunity to go back and like see how golf was and go 4 years and play golf, I would do it. But like this summer I'm like really excited because I get to go to the course every single day.
Yeah.
And like play golf, because that's like my favorite hobby to do outside of every other sport that I play, but I don't have much time to do it, and I just cannot wait to get out on that course and just play every single day.
It's so much fun, but it's so frustrating at the same
It
time.
can be.
Like, it really is, in my opinion, the hardest sport to like be good at. It's the hardest sport in the world to me. Like,
I think it's really hard.
genuinely so frustrating, and like me, like I'm a good golfer, and I've put in hours and hours and hours upon work, and I hit a lot of bad shots. I have a lot of bad days. It's frustrating, but those bad days is what keeps me going at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So.
How would you say, now you guys are going off to college, but how would you say golf like helps you guys as people like grow, like mature, I don't know, maybe mature and like teach you life lessons?
I think golf has taught me more in life than a lot of people or a lot of other things, honestly. And half of that has to do with the people I've like gotten close to through golf. You know, me and Coach Norman have had so many conversations just about life, you know, which is one of the things that I was saying, like, obviously he wants me to become the best golfer I can be, but he also helps me trying to grow as a young man, you know. But golf's a game, like, I was just talking about how frustrating it is. It really teaches you, like, patience and discipline. You know, discipline, in my opinion, is one of the most important things if you want to be good at something. Rather than just, discipline is far more important than motivation, because you can, discipline, you can wake up in the morning, not want to do something and still do it. That's being disciplined, rather than having to have something motivate you.
Yep.
You know, and so no matter, like, that's how I am with golf. Like, when I don't hit balls for a day or 2 or 3 days, and I get mad at myself, and I wake up the next day and I go golf, or I hit balls in the barn if it's rained all day or if it's so cold out. And like, I've just had so many talks with people about just life that I've met through golf, and golf is just, it's almost like an escape, kind of, if that makes sense, like, from
I get that.
the world. Like, that's kind of like where my happy place is, you know. That's where I go to just, I can just let everything, I just forget about everything and I just go play golf, you know.
Like, you do it the right way. I mean, you really shouldn't be on your phone while you're golfing. I mean, you have your phone
Yeah.
put away. I mean, sometimes if you go by yourself, I think you're just by yourself from everybody.
Yeah, every time I golf, I get like, my mom calls me like 4 or 5 times, and I never pick up, because like, me and him have golfed a lot already together with like Kyle,
Yeah.
and like we have deep conversations out there on the golf course when we're riding together.
I think that's where I have some of the most, like,
Yeah.
like the deepest talks is like on the golf course, like in the golf cart, honestly. And like, sometimes we'll forget our score, like,
Yeah.
you know, we'll forget like
Forget
that
to
we're
write it
playing
down. Yeah.
we'll forget that we're playing a match for money. We just got up talking, you know. So, yeah.
Do you guys just play in Benton, or do you guys like go all over? Like,
I mean, I haven't had much time to go golf, but whenever I have, me, Lincoln, and Kyle will probably play a bunch of golf together this summer. And whenever he's here, because he'll probably go and play tournaments. Me and Kyle will be playing a lot together. I really enjoy playing golf with Kyle because he's
You
really
beat
funny.
him?
Yeah, I like beating him. And he's really fun to talk to, and it's just like funny to watch him when he shanks a ball. He either throws his club, he hits something, throws something in the cart, and it's hilarious.
He gets so mad, like, he really does.
But then he
It's so
goes
funny.
up to the next
But
shot.
then, like,
he's
and he
good.
goes, yeah, I know he's not that bad, and he hits some good shots, and I'm like, KT, how'd you do
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
And then the next, like, he'll birdie a hole, and I'll be like, hey, just keep doing that, KT. And then the next hole, he'll go out and, like, shank it, or, like, hit in the
Quad
water,
birdie.
and he'll make, it's so funny. That's what makes, but, like, that's what keeps him playing, is that one birdie that he
Yeah.
makes, you know? It's so funny. But I obviously I mostly play at Benton because I'm a member out there, and I get out there for free. You know, I can do, but Kokopelli's nice. I don't golf much at Frankfurt. I golf every once in a while at Rend Lake. But if I'm not at Benton, I'm probably at Kokopelli. Kokopelli is a nice course.
would you say Kokopelli is your favorite, like, or like, what's your like all-time favorite that you've like ever golfed at?
My all-time favorite course. I got to play Belle Reeve, which is where they held the 2018 PGA Championship when Brooks Koepka won. But it's out there, like, towards St. Louis area. Me, River, and River's dad played, and it's the toughest golf course I've ever played, if I can remember correctly, and it's probably the nicest golf course I've ever played too. I mean, it held a major championship.
Like, what about the fairway conditions and the green
It's
conditions?
next level. Like,
Like,
it's
just-
pristine.
Just pure.
Yeah,
Like-
it's beautiful. The course itself is like beauty. It's beauty in itself. Like, it's art almost. You know, it's.
I think the best course around here right now, like from what I played, is Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt it's like it's pretty expensive, but I feel like it's kept
I like
in the best
layout
shape.
of Frankfurt.
But I feel like Rend Lake always gets way too wet.
It gets really wet, yeah.
But I've only played Coca
Rend Lake's
Kelly one
layout is
time.
really, really nice, and their back nine is one of the best nines in Southern Illinois. That what would it be? 19 through 27.
It's hard, too.
It is. That's one of my favorite nines in all of Southern Illinois.
And I've only played Coca Kelly one time, like my whole entire life. But it was like it wasn't green or anything, and
No,
it was pretty
like
cold and wet.
or
But
whatever.
I like look forward to playing it this summer.
Out there
and
in the
see how
summer,
it's
it gets
like.
really nice.
Because you were like talking it up, like it's like really nice. The putting green was nice, and like everybody else there was nice, and it was pretty cheap.
Yeah,
like
we
it was
got
cheaper
on
to play there, 18 holes, than play at Benton
almost
for 9.
Yeah, yeah. Coca-Cola, like especially in the summer, it gets really, really nice. The bunkers out there are so pure, and the greens they roll really, really good. Like they punched them a couple weeks ago, so they're not like great right now, but the greens roll really, really good in the summer, like really fast. So, anytime I need to go work on putting or chipping, that's where I'll go is Coca-Cola, because you can get on the putting green for free.
Is there like a golf course you'd say like around here that like I don't know, maybe people forget about, like I don't know, something up in Mount Vernon or like Anna Jonesboro or something, like, or is like they're just like a limited amount?
I would say Hickory Ridge in Carbondale is pretty nice. That's where we played conference at. Union County in Anna, like Anna, that's a really nice course. They redid it, I think a couple years ago, like completely, and it's really, really nice. The front nine is like super American traditional golf course, and then the back nine is almost like a completely different golf course. It's like more like link style, almost. So I would say that's if it wasn't 45, 50 minutes away, I would play there often because it's really, really nice.
You guys played sectionals there a couple times or
Yeah,
something like that?
we played sectionals there this year, and we played regional there last year.
And you,
It's tough. It played tough.
I looked at this. I remember looking at the scores, and I think did you guys get 300 or like, wasn't there a bunch of teams that got 300?
I don't
over
remember.
300?
Yeah, there were a lot of. I think there was some teams that tied like right at 300, and someone missed like. It was sad, but I don't remember what we shot. I think we broke 300 at sectional. I don't know. Conference and regional both played pretty tough, and sectional. They all played pretty tough this year. Last year we had sectional at Mount Carmel, and it was pretty easy. We shot like 281 or something like that. We broke the school record for in the sectional, and Mount Carmel was playing pretty easy. But this year, conference, regional, and sectional were all playing pretty tough. But Union County they take care of that course. It's really, really nice. We should play there sometime.
Going back to like culture and stuff, like whenever I see you guys, like, could you talk about golf and like how fun it was all the time and like how good the players were? And you guys used to like go eat after you practice and everything, and like Coach Norman was like, I remember like Coach Norman helping me practice in the sim and stuff, and it was just awesome and so fun. And River's dad, like I kind of get like jealous that I didn't go like play golf through 4 years. Like
Yeah,
I always think about it. I'm like, dang, I wish I could go back and change it and play golf.
Yeah, Reggie he truly is like genuinely one of a kind. Like I've never met a coach like him. Like he's devoted so much time and so many hours to golf and like winning. Like he told, like when he got hired as a golf coach, he said it's not a matter of will, it's a matter of when we win a state tournament. And I believe him, like, because he puts in more work than anyone I know at what he does. Like he genuinely cares so much, and I don't know how this little town of Benton, Illinois, got lucky enough to have him as our coach, but he's genuinely world class. Like he could coach Power 5 golf. And like he puts so much time. Like most of my time with coach isn't even like at team practices. It's like individual stuff. We'll go to his house and putt, or we'll like go in the simulator, or we'll go on the course, just me and him. Like that's what makes us so good, is that he spends so much time individually with everyone, which takes up a lot of hours, but that's why we're good, you know. I think you should see his his like calendar, like his schedule for the simulator. Like I bet in a week he does like. Some weeks he's probably had like 20 simulator sessions in a week. I mean, like he puts in, it's next level what he does. But we have a lot of good programs at Benton.
What's funny to me is I've always heard that he never played high school golf or something like that.
I don't know if he played in high school.
Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, it was.
And then he had to switch hands?
Yeah, he like, I think he always played right-handed.
Wow.
And then he like had to get surgery or tore something, and then he taught himself how to play left-handed.
Yeah.
So now,
That's
like,
awesome.
he rarely plays anymore, but when he's out there playing with, like, the twins, he hits the ball right-handed, but he putts left-handed. Which is, so, like, after college, he fell in love golf. He fell in love that much with golf. Like, after, like, he couldn't play right-handed anymore, he taught himself how to play left-handed, which is insane. I would shoot a lot if I played left-handed. It's impressive.
That's just crazy to think about, because you teach yourself how to play with your opposite hand. I couldn't imagine doing anything with my left hand.
No, I don't
can't
do
even
anything
write
with my
anything on
left hand.
paper with my left hand.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to do that. I think I broke my hand in 8th grade, and I had to write left-handed for like 4 or 5 weeks, and it was horrible. My handwriting is already bad enough, and then I have to write left-handed. It makes it really, really bad.
Couldn't imagine.
So why don't you play something in college, Grant?
Well, I was really thinking about playing baseball. Like, went to a bunch of camps, and I played travel ball to get noticed. Like, this summer, I had like a great travel ball year. Like, I batted like 400, like the 480s, and I like had like around 19 hits and 30 something at bats. And I mean, I was hitting the ball, like I was seeing it so well, but I've always had arm problems.
Yeah.
And like right now, I'm playing through I have a hypermobile vulnar nerve issue in my elbow, and I have to get surgery. The only way I can fix it is to get surgery, and it just hurts every time I throw, and it like pops like back and forth over my funny bone. That's one of the main reasons. And another one is like playing 3 sports.
I think you just got burnt out.
You just get so burned out.
Yeah.
Like you just want to have time to yourself over the summer and stuff. Like I can't wait to spend time for myself this summer and like hang out with friends, family, and just have fun by myself. It just sounds really nice.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting a job
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, Joe's.
Do you think if you decide not to play for sure, could you ever see yourself like going back, like say your sophomore year of college or something like that, like just walking on or anything like that?
I mean, not baseball, but I've been really thinking about like my golf. Like if I really put in a bunch of work this summer, like I say I am, like golf and baseball, like I think I put in more work in golf than I have in any other sport other than baseball. Like, and I just like I regret not playing golf so much because I used to be like pretty decent at it, and I beat this kid. I beat Lincoln in the 8th grade.
Oh,
8th
yeah,
grade
8th
state
grade.
championship.
In 8th grade, yeah.
Did beat him, and then
Yeah.
I decided that I wanted to play football, and it was a good decision. Like I was happy with it, but like I just like think about it every day. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have played golf. But like this summer, I'm thinking about getting lessons and getting a lot better, and maybe I'll see if I can become walk on Rend Lake and play golf, because I know there's some people there that aren't really.
You'd be able to go with Garrick Steffi as well.
I know Garrick's good. Like
Garrick and
there's
Bell.
like some good golfers that are going there, but isn't Turfy or Anthony Tennyson going there?
I don't know anymore.
I thought he was walking on there, and he's like, he doesn't play golf that much.
I don't know. I don't know if he still is on the team or not, but he golfs a decent amount. But I've only played with him once or twice. But I'm looking forward to playing college golf. It probably won't be anything like high school, but it's just, I mean, one thing that I'm lucky to have is because Luke Melvin, I played 3 years with him in high school, and I spent a lot of time outside of golf with him. And he's a John A, so we're gonna be teammates again. So luckily, I had before I committed to John A, I made sure to ask him hey, Like, what's the coach like? What's the team like? And like he had good things to say about it. And so it won't quite be like high school, but luckily I know Luke and I've met all the guys on the team, so I'm really looking forward to it.
You know, so you got sports. I mean, that's gonna be your main thing in golf. I mean, that's gonna be your main thing in college is golf. But what are you thinking as like for major stuff like that? Do you have thoughts on that, or like you still trying to figure that out as well?
I think I'm gonna major in business. I don't know exactly like what type or like how specific, but my dad runs a business, and that's something that I've kind of always been like interested in, is kind of like being your own boss, you know, and kind of just doing your own thing rather than just doing something you don't really want to do. And so probably business. I don't know exactly what I like. I love golf so much. My ideal dream is I would like to play 2 years at John A, transfer to ideally a Division I school. My dream, like ever since I was a kid, was always to play Power 5 golf. And if it's not Power 5 golf, then I want to play competitive golf for as long as I can, whether that's collegiately or whether I play some mini tours professionally or whatever, you know. But I love golf too much to not play it as long as I can, you know. And I feel like I had so many people pour into me when I was young, like Reggie, like my parents, my friends, everyone who's ever believed in me. I feel like I owe it to not only them, but I also owe it to myself to try and become the best golfer I can be, you know. So I'm 18 years old. I'm young, and I'm very, very fortunate to have a lot of things that I have. So I'm going to try and chase those dreams of mine, you know. And then ideally with business, probably like maybe become like a swing instructor, or like do something like teaching golf, you know. That's my ideal plan, I guess. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to run like I'm gonna get it like major in business, just to get like a smaller degree, and then my plan is to go to SIU and go to law school and follow the family footsteps and become a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like,
Does that scare you at all?
I mean,
No.
not really.
Yeah.
I've heard some good things. I've heard some bad things. I mean, I'm ready for anything.
What about you, Russ? Going to do
It's going straight to
sports
SIU.
media?
Sports media?
It's taking like a media arts, but like you can specialize in like sports media after
Mhm.
the first year.
You're going for free though, right?
Basically, like I just have like paper books and
That's good.
stuff like that.
That's really
Yeah.
good.
Luckily, it's good that you have like Darren to help you with a lot of stuff, because he's lived what like you're wanting to do and what you're doing, you know. So I'm sure
Just kinda
Darren's
like
been
a
very
mentor.
helpful, has he?
Yeah, he's been very, very helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, I still message him at least a few times a week, but I haven't done as much stuff with him because spring sports I usually die. But during basketball season, football season, I usually message him like 5 times a week to talk about sports and then but like basketball season, every night we usually message about something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, and he's given me so many tips. Like, I think before the old podcast, it was like I was not like pushing myself out there as much. Like, I mean, like talking wise, I don't know. Like, he's like helped me like project my voice more, learn how to write scripts, stuff like that, learn how to video. Like, if you just go watch my old video, like, which I still hate watching my video from earlier this basketball season. But like, if you go watch my old video, like, I can't even watch it at all.
Really?
Like, it's horrible. And he's just helped me progress so much. He's also just placed me in so many situations, like going up to Video State last year, like, he really didn't need me to go up there with him. Like, he could have videoed all of it by himself, and I didn't need to go up there, and he just like gave me the opportunity to go up there and video with
Yeah.
him and like get to go experience that stuff. And like, I get to go video the state football championship and like video Mount Carmel, who's like, I mean, like, they're in our area, but like it's not needed. Like, he didn't have to let me go get that. So like, I thought it was just really cool. Like, he provides so many opportunities for me, and like just gives me so much advice. Like, and like I get to like meet so many people. Like, I feel like what I'm doing now, I don't think Ballin4God like would be a thing at all. Like, if he didn't like pour into me at all.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, I started messaging like freshman year, and like ever since then it's just like progressed into him helping me so much. And growing connections. Like, I don't think I'd like have a connection with Wine Miller as much as I do now. Like, because like I get to interview him, I get to interview so many people, and like it's just really cool.
Yeah, that's really special.
I think that he always says I'm a step ahead of everybody else when I go to college, but I really don't know. I like, cause like I always doubt myself, cause like it's just myself. But like I don't know, I'm still a little nervous about that. I'm not sure how exactly it's all gonna look though, but like I think I'll get, based off the program, I should be able to video like some SIU football and basketball games over the years, which
That'll
will
be fun.
really cool.
Yeah,
SIU's honestly like one of my favorite gyms to video at.
they have a nice gym. I enjoyed being there a lot for the super sectional.
When I videoed Althoff Catholic, that was like they weren't in our area. Like it just like the way the gym floor like looks on my camera, just like I don't know, it just looks so nice.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how to explain it. It just looks nice. I'd say it's like SIU's definitely like a top, like one of my favorite gyms to video at for sure.
What about Max Morris?
I don't like videoing there. No. It makes my I'm not even joking. Like I think I like the tradition they have there. I think it looks really cool. It just makes my camera look so bad.
Is the Rich like an okay gym to film in?
I think it's okay to film in. It's just like you go from side to side so much, because like I have to video at half court, because like I could video baseline, but like I'd have to worry about people walked in front of me. But at Rich Heron, you have to video at like half court, and like whenever you move back and forth so much, it starts to get your back tight a little bit.
Yeah.
And like Pennyville's the perfect spot, because you video down that corner, and it's
Yep.
just like it's perfect.
Yeah, you said it's like there's nowhere for you to sit at Benton and video good.
Yeah, except for like half court, and that's it. Goreville's probably,
Pennyville does have that corner now that I think of it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Goreville's probably like my least favorite gym to video at.
Why?
Well, I'd say it's first or second, switches between them West Frankfurt.
Yeah, I always loved seeing you crisscross applesauce sitting under a goal.
At Goreville, like, so I went to go video Goreville versus Vienna. This is like a big rivalry game. It didn't really have any like implications on the conference, but like it was still just like kind of nice to get video on it. And I walked in there and I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be fun. And because the Goreville cheerleaders, they were in their corner. I don't know if you remember it much playing there, but they like spread everything out.
Yeah.
The Goreville cheerleaders were in their corner. Then they had their band all out, spread it across like where I usually video at there. And then the Vienna cheerleaders were spread out all across the baseline. So like there was literally nowhere to shoot video at, because like you can't shoot video at half court there.
Yeah.
So like I had to like shoot video behind the Vienna cheerleaders, and it got to halftime, and the game was like not fun to watch in my opinion. Like there was just so many fouls, so I was like, I'm just gonna head home. Like I just dipped, but like I like the culture Goreville has, but I don't like their gym.
Did you watch the Goreville Meridian game, or were you there?
I wasn't there. I was up at Centralia versus Triad. Like I just like I heard about it. I heard it was really intense.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game.
The year before too, right?
Or
How
it was,
intense
it was a couple years before. I think there were like a lot of fights.
I thought that was the year before this
Yeah,
one.
I don't think it was. I don't know though.
The year before, Meridian played. Who did?
What about with Roddy G? I thought that's when there was a bunch of fights and the Todd Tripp had to get on the microphone and tell the fans to calm down.
I wasn't at that game. Darren was. Darren would know that because he went to that game. But it was a regional championship. Meridian won. It was our sophomore year. It's when Meridian went to.
It's when he hit the game winner from the corner with three people on him, two or three.
I mean, that was against Wayne City at Gallatin County. I still have that clip on my phone.
Really?
It's insane.
It's the best shot I've ever seen.
That was a crazy shot.
Imagine hitting that. Like, that's what I kind of want. Like, if I could do anything, I'd love to have like the gym in my hands. You know what I mean? Like, be the point guard, or like just like the best player on the team, and just be able to control the energy of a gym. You know how cool that'd be? Like, I feel like that's what Doctor does. I mean, like, imagine being able to like be Doctor just for one game. That'd be insane. Like I'm not even trying to glaze, but like you like just be able to like dominate the game. You know what I mean? Like,
We know what you're saying.
Yeah.
like I don't know. It'd just be cool to like just go hit a buzzer beater or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like get a poster dunk. Like I'd love to do that.
I think especially a Docker at Peeneyville.
When he got fouled.
Docker got fouled. He took control of the game. Our crowd was going insane whenever he made the free throws. That was the time. That was just an amazing moment in Benton basketball.
I try to stay unbiased, but like I was still rooting for us, and that was just awesome to see. Like
It's always good to be Peeneyville.
Yeah.
I think especially we lost whenever we went there the second time.
56-55.
Yeah, and that Docker took over that game. Like
He did.
he hit like a fadeaway 3 from the volleyball line, and that like really changed the momentum for us. And I feel like that really made our fans
Well,
go crazy.
you guys got down 13 midway through second too.
Yeah, I
and
know.
you guys came all the way back, and then you guys got down like another 8 in the fourth quarter. And you guys came all the way
The
back.
game that we won, we were like trailing the whole game. I feel like.
You guys were
Yeah.
down 49-39 going into the fourth. Bauer
Yeah.
Sex hit a buzzer beater going into the fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the best games I've ever seen.
I'd say it happens to be all my top 5 games happen to be Ben games.
Really?
Yeah, which I haven't prior to this year and partially last year. I didn't go to too many games outside of Ben. Yeah, I thought I said something wrong there. Yeah, but prior to this year, I didn't really go to too many Ben games. Games outside Ben, but I kind of liked it going to like a bunch of different gyms this year. I went to like 13 of your guys' games this year, which is still a crap ton. Like I went to your guys' games like way more than everybody else, but still like I only went to like half your guys' games compared to last year, 22 out of the 37. But I got to like go to Centralia's gym, which was awesome. Centralia versus Marion rivalry was good. Centralia versus Mount Burns rivalry is just insane. Like I knew it was an intense rivalry, but that was just insane. But like getting to see all those other teams is just really awesome because like I always hear about those guys, but I'm mainly just Benton, and that's it. And I wish I would have gone to more Peeneyville this year. I only went to 4 Peeneyville games, but like I really enjoyed it this year, like getting to go see other teams and like
you traveled a lot this year.
But yeah, I went to Riverton for our shoot whenever you guys played up there, and like
Yeah.
it was just fun getting to go like more places this year. And I hope to expand out even more next
I
year.
think one of the greatest parts about like what you do is like you get the best seat. You know, like you're courtside. You know.
Yeah.
Especially at U of I.
Well, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
I bet that's sick.
You know what's funny though? I don't really remember the actual game flow of anything.
Because you're worrying about the filming.
No, like not even that. Like I just mainly took in the atmosphere
Yeah.
and like just like walking on the court. I mean, I know you got to walk on the court and actually play on it, but just like walking like through that tunnel was just insane. I mean, like, and I got to go like sit in the press conference room for like 2 or 3 hours. It was just
Really?
awesome.
Oh yeah.
And, like,
That was really cool.
yeah, like what's crazy to me is that like an NBA player's been in there, like college guys
Yeah.
have been in there. Pretty high end reporters have been in there, and like I just get to sit in that same room that they've been in. And I got to be around a bunch of like really good high school basketball players all day, and just dedicated reporters, stuff like that. Well, I'm just a junior in high school at that point.
Yeah. What inspired you or like made you want to do what you do?
I would say my dad, for sure. My real dad. He passed away when I was 10, but like me and him, like everybody said we were like the same person, and we like look real pretty alike, but like me and him like have a very similar mind. Like once we remember something about like sports in general, we typically don't forget it. And like he was just hugely into sports. He was mainly into like baseball, like MLB, but like I would say we both like had a huge love for sports. And like I'd watch like Cardinals games with them, and like we're watching the game, and like I just like start doing play-by-play, and it's like in 3rd or 4th grade. And like I would just he just constantly pushed sports. Like that's what we always talked about, and like that just kind of like grew my love for it. And like once my dad passed away, like I'd say sports is just kind of like what kind of like helped me remember him a lot more. And I don't know, it's 8th grade year. I was a risky side, but then Miss J like started talking about careers, and like once I really started thinking about it, I wanted to pursue sports media. And then
Awesome.
midway through freshman year, started taking pictures of basketball games, and then me and Darren started talking.
And it was history ever since.
Yeah, it's pretty well been, man.
Now you have, how many followers do you have now on like your accounts? You're almost at 3,000 on Instagram, aren't you?
Yeah, 2,800 almost on Instagram. I think maybe 3,000 on TikTok, and like 1,300 on YouTube.
About your merch, you just came out with merch.
I got
Yeah.
those shirts.
Got some merch.
Hoping to buy some more soon, like, cause there's a bunch of people that are wanting them, so I'm hoping to buy some more soon and get them to people. But like,
I'm sure a lot of people
Everyone's
want
watching
some
us to
sweatshirts
buy
too,
Ballin4God
like in the,
merch.
when it gets colder out.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm planning on like stocking up on a bunch of stuff this summer, like get like a bunch of hats. I'm wanting to bring out sweatshirts. I think sweatshirts would be cool, cause like
I'm definitely buying a sweatshirt.
I would definitely buy a sweatshirt.
I like wearing longer sleeve stuff, so like I'm gonna be wearing it. And I really like the material on it. It's like embroidered, so I don't know,
Yeah.
it's nice.
It's like stitched.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
I wanna. I'm not exactly sure of like what's gonna happen at Ballin4God, but I definitely want to pursue like sports media for sure. Like,
Ideally, like, do you want to like get to where you start like calling like college games and professional games? Like, what's the dream? Like, how big do you want to take this? You know?
I'm not sure if like I don't want to end Ballin4God necessarily, but if I got to choose something I want to do specifically, I would love to cover SEC sports.
Yeah.
I like that'd just be awesome. Because like I love the Kentucky Wildcats and I just love the SEC. I would love to cover the like if I could be like something with ESPN like covering SEC sports, that'd be my dream job. But like I would say what's probably gonna happen is stick around here and cover Southern Illinois sports because like there's no in between. I don't want to. I mean, obviously I'd accept it if I got to cover the MAC, but like I really want to cover SEC or Southern Illinois high school sports. Like,
Yeah.
there's just, I feel like a lot of people take for granted, but I think Southern Illinois high school sports is like one of the best things. It's just, especially when our people are bought in. Like, I feel like our town is.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like
For sure.
there's just almost nothing different than Southern Illinois high school sports. It's just awesome, especially like when you get into basketball, which is like what I'm mainly into. But like the holiday tournaments are awesome.
Yeah. And like people like especially around like Southern Illinois and like it's so like small town like it like people really care about it, like they're really into it, you know, like people bleed maroon, you know, like there are people who care about Benton so much, like
Yeah, like
Benton athletics.
some games we go to, like for basketball, like their fan bases are just, they do not compare to where
Yeah.
to what Benton is like.
For
Playing
sure.
a home game for Benton is like the greatest thing
Yeah.
ever. Like going to away games and like playing like Harrisburg, for example, there's like hardly anyone there. Don't see any people like cheering for him or anything like that.
You know, 2013 Harrisburg, you saw a bunch of people. That's when
But like we're pretty good this year. We weren't as good as last year, and like people were still showing up, like
Oh yeah.
making chants. We had an all right student section, I will say.
I thought we were alright.
Wouldn't say we were good, but still
It
had
was
some
okay.
chants.
Better than some schools.
I'd say we're pretty good whenever
I'm
Tank was there.
There are a lot of schools who just have like no student section,
No,
or like
I-
no school spirit.
I've noticed that. I hate to see it.
Should we get our special guest on?
Thing. We can get him on here soon. Yeah, I'd say Marion.
15 more minutes.
All right, Marion, Mount Vernon, Peeneyville, and Centralia are like four of the best student sections. I'm not even joking. Like, I think Peeneyville's was.
Peeneyville's a good student
They're nice. I wish they had they had a designated like area for their student
for the
section,
students.
but like
They didn't have one for like the opposing students though.
Yeah.
At least that was like all the parents and stuff.
I think like Marion's is so good, especially this year. I don't know how they'll be next year, but like Mount Vernon's and Centralia's, the way they went back and forth is just insane.
Really.
I've never been to like one of their games.
I watched
never
the
been to
Marion
game.
Centralia game, but the game wasn't that good. Like Marion beat them by like a decent amount.
I would recommend like going to Centralia versus Mount Vernon next year. Like I'm not even joking. Like that's home away at Salem for the championship. Like you need to find a way to go watch it because that rivalry is just insane. Like I mean Benton Peeneyville, that's a tense rivalry, but they take that rivalry to a whole nother level.
Really?
That's like, I would say that's like that Auburn versus Alabama or Michigan versus Ohio State of high school basketball because that rivalry is just insane.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like both times I went to a game this year, Central versus Mount Vernon, a fight almost broke out just because it
Really?
was just so tense. And like the third time, a fight almost broke out whenever I wasn't there. So I mean, like, it's just such a tense rivalry that like, I would love to. I just can't believe they have that much passion, and that's what I love about Southern Illinois sports. Because there's teams that have that much passion that they like fight for each other basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why it's my favorite rivalry. Like, I've never been to a Central versus Mount Vernon, but like I'm gonna make sure to go to at least one of their games per year from now on. Good or like no matter if they're both good or bad.
Yeah. They care that much.
Yeah, I think that they were both losing teams. They still care about that rivalry.
That's cool. That's really cool to see. And that's something you don't like. I mean, you get it in like college a little bit, like Auburn, Alabama, Michigan State, you said, but like you get that a lot around like high school. That's where you get like, I feel like it was because like they genuinely don't like each other, you know?
Well, we used to have like a really big rivalry with Frankfurt,
Yeah. But now it's not much of a rivalry.
like in like basketball and football and stuff. But then we just started like
killing them.
Football is still there a little bit. Like not as big, but it's still there.
I remember like back when my brothers played, like Tyler hated Frankfurt, and like I don't hate Frankfurt. Like I like people from Frankfurt.
Yeah.
And it's the rivalry's just not there anymore. I feel it because we just dominate them in everything but baseball. But
Yeah.
I don't. Even if we had a rivalry with like somebody, I don't know if I would hate them just because like as a sports reporter, I try to stay neutral. So it's hard.
Yeah, you have to stay as like unbiased as possible.
And
Like, that's kind of your job.
So like, and especially whenever I interview those guys before too. So like, I literally can't have any hatred towards them because like I see their humility side, and like, so like I don't know how you feel about Peenyville. I'm sure you have a little bit of hatred towards them because of rivalry, but
I don't really.
you don't.
I don't have hate for anyone really. I just
That's good, man.
Yeah,
But
it's good to not have hate in your heart.
that is good, but like, I don't know. Like, say I go interview somebody like from Peenyville, like I feel perfectly fine. Like Riley Bowersex is a really cool guy, just like from our interview, and like, you get a whole different perspective on people whenever you actually interview them than compared to like whenever they're playing,
Yeah.
because they might play a little bit different than what they are.
it's a time.
It's time. We got our guest on here.
We have a special guest.
Special guest coming on the show today.
Tank Holman, Eli Holman. So now you guys kind of talked about your sports journeys. I mean, like, and just kind of your favorite memories. Like, where does that love kind of spark from? I kind of mentioned mine came from my dad, just pouring into me, talking about sports constantly. But like, it doesn't have to be from your dad. It could be from your friend, your coach, or like whatever. Like, where does that come from?
I think mine comes from my parents as well, though, because they come to all my games. They support me through everything. And, like, my dad, like, back in middle school, I used to have, like, really bad attitude, everything like that. And my dad taught me to kind of cool it down. And because, like, you need to be, like, have respect for your superiors and stuff like that. And I've kind of, like, fixed it a lot throughout my high school career. Like, in 8th grade, I got thrown out of the I think it was against Frankfurt, my 8th grade year playing baseball, and it was the game before the regional championship. I was supposed to pitch in the regional championship, and I got thrown out because I said some things to the umpire, and my dad really gave it to me after the game and gave me a bad talk about how I need to keep my head and how my head's not straight and how I need to fix it. And I did. I think I really fixed it. And my mom, like, they support me through everything. They've paid, like, they've bought me lessons for baseball. They've bought me lessons for golf. They've bought me new golf clubs. They bought me new bats and everything like that. I feel like they've really supported me through my journeys of sports.
I would say for me, definitely my dad. My dad is, I don't know, I feel like my dad's just kind of like a role model for me. Like, I don't know, I feel like I kind of hope to be like half the man he is one day, you know? And like sports is definitely a big, like he's, like growing up, like I played baseball, I played basketball, I played golf, like he was like one of those dads. You know, I'd play catch with him out in the front yard.
Big catcher back in the day.
Yeah, I dabbled in some catching, but and then my dad used to be a pretty good golfer, and then we made the decision around middle school. I wasn't too good at anything, but made the decision in middle school that I was going to be a golfer, and where the second part, Coach Norman has also been a big inspiration. With how good of a program he runs, and like he has that rep, and I wanted to be good, and like I kind of touched on earlier, like I made that decision at a young age, and there's so many people who pour into me. My parents, they support me. My parents pay for my golf, like my lessons and my clubs. Like golf's not cheap, and they've really just supported me through everything. And Coach has been like such a great mentor and such a great coach that I would say that's where my love and kind of inspiration comes from. So yeah.
I'd say for my mom and stepdad as well. I honestly forgot about them, but like they literally pay for all my gas to go to these games.
Yeah.
And like sometimes, like I'm not even gonna lie to you, which I haven't been going as many games, but like past month I filled up on gas like every single week, which is like
Gas is not cheap.
for my car, it's like kind of like a surprise. That means I've been driving around a lot. But during like peak basketball season, like I fill up on gas so much, and they always like fill it up and like just like they always support me like going to these games and stuff. So I don't know.
And one thing that like I find really important, like in sports and just in life in general, is kind of like my faith, like with God and stuff. Like I like trying like give all glory to God and worship God through all things, and that's something that's really like been heavy on my heart when I golf. Is like trying to like reflect God and trying to reflect like Jesus and a Christian and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what's helped me, like, I don't know, just kind of helped me be half the person or half the golfer I am today is my faith. That's something that I carry myself with,
Yeah, I think that's great. I love to see it whenever people do that. Now, there's a lot of people that say they do, but like, whenever somebody actually does, you can really tell.
Yeah.
And I can tell when you do it. I'd say I haven't always relied on my faith through it. I haven't been great at it. But I'd say something that like helped me over the past like month or two that like, it's really like changed like the way I see things, like just helped me as a person, is I listen to secular music here and there, which is basically like just non-religious music. But I went like a week without listening to secular music, and it just like my mind was just like much more peaceful and like kind of like open,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I felt like really close to God at that point in my life. And like I do that like it's almost kind of like a default now, like that I'll like go listen to worship music or secular music recently. Like I don't know, I'd recommend it to a lot of people.
I think that's really important. I like to think that our eyes and our ears are like the windows to our soul. Like what we consume is what we become in a way. And like, especially with social media nowadays, like it's really like we see a lot of things that aren't necessarily like glorifying God or aren't good for us to see or hear, And I feel like it's important and we can't always pick and choose what we see on social media, which is why we have to be disciplined. But the things we can pick and choose that we watch or listen to, we have to pick and choose wisely, because at the end of the day, what we consume is what we become, or like that's what I like to think at least. So I like that that's really good.
Yeah, I also think like people you surround yourself with. I mean, obviously you want to be around people that don't believe because like you want to share the gospel. But like, I also think those who you surround yourself with. I've been talking to Jonah Rufino about like past couple nights I haven't talked to him as much because he's on trip. But, like I've talked to him about every night over the past 3 months, and like he's like helped me. I don't know if he realizes, but he's helped me like kind of like grow closer to God the past couple of months, just because like he kind of inspired me to stop listening to secular music so much, like just based off like how he was talking and stuff. And I think I don't know, I really enjoy being around him and talking to him because he just helps a lot of people, inspire a lot of people, because I think truth regularly goes to him a lot, and like I just think it's important to have somebody that you can go to and like kind of like look up to a little bit.
One thing that's helped me a lot recently is because I've always known Christ, and But one thing that's helped me a lot recently is we started, like, me and a couple buddies started like a men's group, kind of like a Bible study, and we gather once a week ideally, but as soon as we can because we're all pretty busy. But you'll find out that, like, the more you talk to people your age, and like, you'll find out that you're not really alone, and that, like, one thing that's opened my eyes a lot with that men's group is that, like, me and a lot of other, and the guys go through a lot of the same things, you know, and where I think that I might be the only one struggling with that or doing that thing, that I'm not alone, you know, and that it's kind of relatable in that way. So it's good to be able to, like, vent and talk to that about with other people your age, you know. So that's what has helped me a lot recently.
Yeah, I think it's also like D groups and stuff like that, and like they just having those people are great because like just talking to Jonah, like that just like helps me out so much. Just like I don't know if like how it necessarily works, but like it just like kind of like both reveals to ourselves like some faults in our life whenever we start talking. And I've been trying. Every single time I try to start one, it just always falls through. I don't know why, but I keep trying to start a D group, but I think D groups are great too because like it's just like having those people you can go to and talk to, trust in, or is pivotal in your life. I don't know much more to say here.
Yeah, me neither.
I think it's about time to close down.
I think so.
Well, it's a wrap for episode 3 of the Ballin4God podcast. If you made it this far, I'm happy that you're still here. I just want to thank you and hope that you guys come back for episode 4. Have a good day.
See ya.
Thank you for watching the Ballin4God podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave a like. We'll see you next time.